Classiest girls trip to Aspen continues. They had pre-trip drama, which I went over yesterday. If you haven't seen it, the link is above. Now we're getting into the drama that occurred on the trip. But first, we're going to get introduced to the cast of this soap opera, because it just gets worse. Jaden, screaming lady on the street. Kai, Miss Broom, fight the F now. June, who left the dishwasher open. Jordan, photographer, videographer, chaperone. Tina, the sugar mama, allegedly.
Oh my God. So y'all have been asking about this Aspen trip, and I have been so hesitant to tell y'all what happened, because when I tell y'all this trip was a disaster. Let me hold my emotional support animal, because we support my emotions. This whole trip was a disaster. And it was a disaster because of one person. Tell me why the mutual. It was the mutual. So boom. So y'all knew the whole situation that happened with Deja, whatever. So before the thing happened, we had a bunch of girls in the group chat. Let me preface this before I get into the... People dropped out because they either couldn't take time off, didn't have the funds, whatever. The reason why we were upset with Deja is because she confirmed the Airbnb via text and then backed out and then was like, I'm not paying nothing, and which was fine, but you shouldn't have said you would. That was the only quarrel we had with her. But the thing is she backed out before the trip happened because she knew she couldn't afford it, right?
Bam. We back to this nonsense. If y'all don't know, the girl did never confirm.
Whatever. So the mutual, mind you, the mutual who was gassing all this up, please. Gassing all this up. I told her
How that show emotional support animal and you won't let him be support? Like, be so freaking for real. Like, ma'am, dang.
Told her I'd pay for her if she want to come. I told her I'd pay for her. Yak. Sister came with no money. No money. Right. So if Deja would have came on this trip, right? If your friend would have came on that trip, and it's crazy to think back now because she was like, I told Deja this when I got on that live with Deja. She's like, she never told me that. And now I'm inclined to believe, oh, girl was lying. She was lying. Because not you sat on this trip and lied to us. Let me tell y'all what happened. So boom, our flights are all in the morning. As y'all know, people miss their flights. This girl messages me at 3 a.m., sends me a picture of a $200 Uber, sends me a message. Hey girl, do you mind fronting my excursions, which is $250. Mind you, excursions were been due. She didn't pay nothing. She paid me the Airbnb, the $5, whatever the day before the trip, the day of the trip. She was trying to pay for her excursions. These excursions been due. We prepaid them for her. I already know, mistake one. But in my mind, y'all go on her Instagram, she going overseas every month. Every month is overseas. So I'm like, you got it. We talking about money. She talking big money. I'm talking big money because I got it. She talking about she got it. She finna pay for her friends. She got it. Talking about, girl, the Uber was $200 to get to the airport. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford food and drinks and brunches and dinners. Do you mind just covering my excursions? So I call her. I said, girl, don't even worry about your excursions because they're prepaid. So just pay them next week. You're not paying me. You're paying our mutual who paid for them. One of the girls on the trip, she fronted the money for the excursions. So you actually owe her. So pay her next week. But when we get down there, I'll pay for your food and drinks. Don't even worry about it. Don't pay me back for no food and no drinks. I'll cover it because I don't want you to be stressed. Because
Brokies, like I told y'all in the first one, they didn't have the money to be going to Aspen.
Because she also then missed her flight. Had to pay $175 for a new flight. Right. So the Uber was $200. The new flight was $175. So together, that's $375. Devil's advocate. Imagine if she didn't miss her Uber. Imagine if she didn't have to pay for a new flight. She owed $250 that day. $375 minus $250 is what? $125. So if that $200 Uber alone was cutting into your money so bad you couldn't pay for your excursions, that $200 Uber when you owed us $250, that means you only came on that trip with $125, baby. You didn't have enough to go on the trip. You didn't have enough money to come on the trip. So whatever, I let everybody know what's going on. Everybody's on the same page. However, when she booked her new flight, it didn't come in till like 5, 6 p.m.-ish, right? So by the time we end up picking her up from the airport, it's like 6 something. We missed the whole day because everybody else landed at like 9 or noon. We could have already been in Aspen. We could have already been in the Airbnb. We wasted a whole day. So we pick her up. We still have to drive 4 hours to get to the Airbnb in the dark, in the cold, in the snow, whatever. So my best friend was already irritated, agitated. She's like, I'm gonna say something to her. I'm gonna say something to her. I said, no, you're not, because she already knows, right? This is the one time I did stick up for this girl. I was like, you're not gonna rub it in her face, yada, yada, yada.
Y'all feel that earthquake? Y'all feel that earthquake?
Me and my best friend end up getting in a little argument with her in the car. But me and the girl in the back, we sticking up for Michaela. We over here, girl, we going toe to toe together, because you gonna tell her she late? She knows she late. She paid for it. She late. We get her a 3-piece meal. She eat her 3-piece meal. We get home. She leaves her cup. She leaves fries under the seat. She leaves everything from that 3-piece meal in the car. Runs her upstairs to choose the master bedroom. After she already inconvenienced everybody all day. After she didn't pay for the excursion. She didn't pay for the run. She didn't pay nothing. Ran her upstairs. Left all her bags downstairs. Left all her trash in the car. So one of the girls on the trip was like, who the left all this trash? Not me, not me, not me, not me. Oh, not you? You's the only one who got a 3-piece meal in the back. So she walk outside. Oh, this cup. Then pick up your little cup, is what she said. So she picked up her yada. Girl left her bags at the front door. She said, are you going to get your in the house, or what's going on? She said, oh, I thought somebody else was going to get it. Who did you think was going to get your bags? Mind you, girl bought one carry-on bag to Aspen for 4 days. One carry-on and one computer bag with her laptop, because she still had to work. Yeah, she didn't call out of work. So we getting into it. She gets into the house. All the girls are like, why is her upstairs? Why did you think that you were going to get the master bedroom after you've already inconvenienced us all day? Y'all, you ruined our whole day, girl. We was waiting on you. You had to drive 4 hours in the pitch black dark. You sitting here, you're leaving your trash in the car already. You're leaving your bags outside expecting to get them. For you to think you're getting the master bedroom, you're smoking something. So she get into what all the girls.
This the thing. This is exactly why I said y'all shouldn't be traveling with y'all mutuals. Just try. If y'all gonna go do a girls trip, do it with your friends. Even then, because you already know how they give it up. You know what to expect. And then you talking about, oh, she had to work. So what? Ma'am, handle your business. It was a whole bunch of people in this group chat from the very beginning that could not afford to be there. And ma'am, if you need to travel with people that have your same mentality, you need to travel with people that you on the same wavelength with. Because I'm really trying to figure out, why in the heck are you paying $200 for an Uber? Like, where the heck were you traveling from? You could have just rented a car, if that be the case.
So, whatever everyone ends up getting in their bedrooms, she ends up sharing it with one of the other girls on the trip, because we're just not going to go back and forth. Like, this is the stupidest ever. And if you don't get the principal, you're just not going to get it. So at this point, I'm kikiing with my friends. I'm all drunk, And for me, we were trying to make it like, we're going to make the Aspen trip like Bad Girls Club. So I'm telling like one of my really good homegirls I've known for like 10 plus years, girl, drag me, put me in a headlock, like drag me. Like I'm trying to get our photographer to get some like bad girl content. I'm trying to get her, like a cute, playful thing, whatever. So she's already irritated from the girl, from the car, from the food, from all that. She said, no, I'm not going to play with y'all. So I'm like, okay, I get drunk. I pass out in the hot tub, girl. Everybody else having a good time, whatever. Day 2 comes. I did say I was going to flat iron this girl's hair. Prior to the trip, we brought the flat iron. Mind you, I was drunk the night before. Everybody was a little tipsy. I wake up about an hour and a half before I have to go. This girl, leisurely gets out of bed. Oh, are you going to flat iron my hair? Girl, we got to leave in an hour. You're not even showered. How am I going to flat iron your hair in an hour? If you wanted me to flat iron your hair, you should have woke me up earlier to flat iron your hair. I can't help you. She's over here. Well, maybe you and her can flat iron it. Maybe you both can flat iron it. I don't know how to do my hair. You 25 years old. You don't know how to do your hair. I said, girl, we can give you this brush. My friend brought a little, it's like a blow dry brush, and you can blow dry it pretty much straight. We'll bump the ends, put a hat on, call it a day. No, but you said. So my friend had to finally be like, girl, we're not going to stop getting ready to get you ready. You a grown woman. Figure it out. This girl brought no hat. She brought no gloves. She brought maybe 1 or 2 pairs of shoes, if that. She brought literally absolutely nothing she needed to get herself ready on this trip. No comb, no flat iron, no nothing. Was asking to use our combs. My friend, she do her full face. She always has a little issue putting on her highlighter. So she's like, can you put on, my highlight like always?
I kind of feel a certain type of way. Because why are you exposing that girl like that on some real stuff? Like, it's one thing for you to have like a bad experience, right? With somebody and you keep it in your group. Everything is not meant for the internet. You had a bad trip in Aspen, call it a wash. Don't travel with mutual because you all don't know each other. You haven't been around each other enough to figure out whether or not y'all vibe. Because from the other one, you saying that you met Michaela at a wedding. So why would you go on a group trip with her to Aspen? Like, if your friends got money like that, y'all wouldn't have needed to travel with Mutual. Y'all could have just linked up and went if you was really giving it up like that. But you not. And then you talking about we trying to have it like Bad Girls Club. Why would you want to have it like Bad Girls Club? Bad Girls Club, to me, from what I've seen, is a whole bunch of fighting and cattiness. Like, I like peace on my vacation. I don't want no drama. The reason why you wasn't able to do her hair because you was drunk the night before and she didn't wake you up, which to me is considerate.
Yeah, of course. I'm putting it on. Here she come. Can you put mine on? You know I don't know how to do makeup. You know I don't know how to do makeup. You know I can't do my own makeup. Oh, can you help me? Can you help me? So we looking at her like, what can you do? Like, you're inconveniencing everybody. You want everyone to get you ready. You're not our child. It's not our responsibility to get you ready in the morning before we get ourselves. Like, you're a grown woman, bro. Like, what? You didn't bring nothing. You're going through all of our stuff. I'm trying to wear my cute headband I want to wear. I wanted to wear my black one. No, I want to wear it. No, I want to wear it. But I want to wear it. I'm like, girl, no, I want to wear it. Go downstairs and ask the group. I want to wear it. She over here, well, I'm going to wear it because I want to wear it. Didn't bring shit, mind you. Whole trip dipping and dodging into people. Her foot inside my best friend's shoe, talking about, oh, I like these. She's like, those are mine. She's like, well, I want to wear them. I didn't bring any shoes. She said, I don't care. You knew we were going on this trip. You should have brought your own shoes. Like, you're not wearing my shoes. Like, what did you bring? Not only that, girl had a jumpsuit that busted open in the back, could not get another thing to wear because she didn't bring nothing. Was asking to wear homegirl stuff. Like, no, like, you came so unprepared for this trip and you want everyone to bend over backwards to do you. Taco Tuesday night, begging everyone to make her a plate, make a plate, asking our videographer, can you feed me a chip? I just want to record you feeding me a chip. Knows this guy has a full-on girlfriend. I told him. I told everybody, he got a girl. And you're over here, feed me a chip. Oh, I know he liked me because he opened my door. It means he was raised right. Like, what is not clicking? Like, there was so much. And then, the night of Taco Tuesday, right? Everybody puts their food up, da-da-da. Girl comes downstairs, puts a bunch of taco meat on a plate, heats it up, eats a couple bites, goes upstairs, leaves the to the point that the next morning, I'm over here thinking, like, girl, who left the meat out? Look, our homegirl was like, no, we put the meat up. Like, what do you mean? Like, we put the meat up. So she's asking, whose meat is this? Girl says, oh, I thought that y'all were going to eat it. Why would we eat meat that's been sitting out? Why would we eat meat when we're all in bed? You just left it out. Put your plate up. So we just got the dishwasher to start. Girl stops the dishwasher, opens it up, puts her plate in, leaves it open. So now my best friend, who the left the dishwasher open? It was just running. Like, why is it? Oh, that was me. I put my plate in. She said, well, come close it. Why won't you close it? Oh, it's not a big deal. But it's just not a big deal. You could close it. It's not that big of a deal. And the thing about it is the whole trip, she was treating everybody like Molly the maid, leaving her computer bag, expecting us to watch it. Mind you, I'm paying for all this girl's food and drinks. Ordering, talking about, oh, can I get some Don Julio? Don Julio? Do you have Don Julio money? And it'd be one thing if it was just like one thing, whatever. Bro, we paid for all the bottles of alcohol, all the food, all this, all that. Want to go on the menu? Oh, I really like 1942. Y'all should get 1942. Why? So you could drink it all? No! That's like a $70+ bottle. What are you contributing? If somebody is paying for me, I'm ordering water with lemon or a well shot of whatever the I want to. I'm not ordering no top shelf. And then, here's the kicker, y'all. She got drunk. Or we're all getting drunk. She thought we were so drunk that we would not remember. She was in the car and said, oh, I didn't say I didn't have money. I just said I didn't want to spend it.
And that's when you should have cut her off. See, like, you can't expect everybody to have common courtesy or decency. So you have to put boundaries in place when you're dealing with people. Like me, I don't drink. So I'm not buying nobody alcohol at all. Food, within limits. If you say, hey, it's cool, I'm gonna cover you, cool. But you let her know, like, yo, like, I don't get down like that. And then on top of that, oh, girl, you should have just let her know, like, yo, I don't know what you came down here with, but y'all should have took her to a Walmart, because I'm sure Aspen got a Walmart, or a town over outside of Aspen got a Walmart that she could have went to and got her some cheap clothes, because she wouldn't have been wearing my stuff. I ain't even like my sister and cousin wearing my stuff. Like, nah.
Everyone is getting their own personal bottles of alcohol because that's just what we're doing, right? We're not about to play with you like we're getting our own, because you're not about to eat or drink off our dime no more, ho. We're not doing it. And everyone was on the same page. Everyone was already so irritated. And it would have been one thing, mind you, if she came with just no money and, you know, girl, fine. and you're like, you know what, I'll clean, I'll help out, I'm not making an issue, I'm not fussing, I'm not nagging, I'm not complaining. She nagged, complained, and pissed everybody off every day. Every day she was getting into it with somebody about her complaining, her nagging, her inability to prepare, the fact that she didn't have no clothes, the fact we had to wait hours while she took meetings because she didn't call out of work. Like, it was over and over and over, and it was so repetitive, and she was just disrespecting everybody, including the videographer.
But this is the thing, y'all didn't have to wait for her. If you gotta work, that's your business. Like, you better get there how you get there. Y'all should have went on about y'all day.
Preface it. So at this point, we get our little personal bottles of Hornitos, whatever. We get in the car. Here come homegirl. What is that? What is that? Oh my God, what is that? Our personal bottles of liquor, because we wanted liquor. Can I have some? No, it's a personal bottle, sister. But why? I just go get yours. Like, I'm not sharing my personal bottle. This is all I have for the day. No. So we're getting out of the car. Our homegirl Jaden, she's sick. She has altitude sickness, and she's actually like physically ill. She doesn't feel well because she's hungover. So I'm like, Jaden, take one shot because you don't even want one. You're going to take one and you're going to be done. You're not going to ask me for nothing else. So she takes a little baby, you know. Jordan, I'm paying his way. So he's over here taking shot. This girl turns around. Oh, so he can get one and she can get one and I can't? It's giving you don't like me. It's giving. This man hasn't said to her all trip. He turned around and said, keep my name out your mouth. Keep my name out of your mouth. Don't mention me. Don't look at me. Oh, no, I didn't mention you. You literally just said his name. You turned around and said her name. So Jaden finally, and she's been cool all trip, turns around and goes the absolute off on her. She's screaming. I mean, veins popping out of her head. I'll upload the footage of it, actually, because we got it. She's literally like, you are so annoying. Literally shut up. Mind you, because we have a 3-row van. She's the shortest one, has the shortest legs. The other person who's like even comparably her height is the driver who rented the car. So naturally, she's driving the car with, you know, the photographer. Girl want to turn around talking about, but why? But I didn't do anything. I didn't even mention anybody. She's like, you literally complained about sitting in the back every day. Oh, I don't want to. Y'all just don't like me. Why do I have to get in the back? Do I have to get in the back? Every day. So sister's like, girl, you're annoying as f***. All you do is complain. All you do is inconvenience everybody. Now you're crying about a shot. You're going bad over a shot. You're literally nagging and whining like a child over a shot. You're a grown woman. If you want a bottle, go get one. Like, literally go get one. We're tired of hearing you complain. We're tired of hearing you and moan every minute of every day. Instead of leaving her alone, she wants to follow her down the streets of Aspen. Yeah, trying to plead out whatever case she had because she didn't have none. Well, no, I think you misunderstood. I didn't mean it like that. No, leave her alone. They're arguing down the streets of Aspen, bro, because the girl is so fed up.
Bro, it wouldn't have been no argument. I would have just went ahead like, look, I ain't trying to go to jail in Aspen, but I will. Okay, bet. Go find you something safe to do. It comes to a standpoint where enough is enough. Like, you got to act like you got some sense. And her being 25 is not an excuse. Like, those people aren't there to cater to you. Like, you got to grow up. When she asks why she can't get a shot, I'm going to be like my nephew, Remember last night when you thought we was too drunk and you said, oh, you didn't say you didn't have money for Aspen? You didn't say that? Remember that? Oh, okay, that's why I'm not buying you nothing else. Use your money. And she talked about the girl being flown out of the country on multiple occasions. Now, there is a certain industry. What they used to be known as ladies of the night, but we'll call them ladies of IG. They getting flown out to get it how they live. Now, I don't know if that's what she's doing, but yeah.
So boom, whatever. We end up going, like, later on, we get, like, Clico shots. I don't even know if I said this in the other part, but me and Jaden paid $50 for this little bitty bit of Clico. We drink it. Girl over there acting like, oh, I want some. Can I have some? No, it's $50 in piece. You get your own. The bar is closed, though, so you're going to have to get it from inside. Oh, but did you make friends with the bartender? Can he give me? Girl, no. Then takes a boomerang of her doing our shots. Like, holding onto our shots. Like, what? At this point, it's giving you do it all for the gram. So whatever, fast forward. Let's just say the trip ends because I'm tired of talking about the little she's doing because y'all can already see the picture that was already painted. So we go. Mind you, she told old girl she was going to pay her back, right, for the excursion. She said in the message, I'll pay next week. Next week was this week. So old girl's like, when are you going to pay me for the excursions? She looked like a deer in headlights. Oh, I thought Christina was going to pay them for me. You thought Christina was going to do what? Why would I pay for your food and your drinks? I told you I'll cover them. Don't even pay me back. And your excursions? You wanted me to be your... Mind you, she was on the phone with 24 hours a day on the trip. He couldn't send you a penny. He couldn't send you $1. But you asking us to pay for you? Women to pay for you. But you got a whole man. You got a mama. You got a grandmama. You got a best friend. But you talking about you got money and don't want to spend it. He couldn't send you $1. I said I never said that, and you're gonna have to pay her because she paid for your. Not me. I would never pay for some. Why would I even say that? I never even paid, bro. Like, so fast forward. She said on Wednesday she'll pay. Wednesday was yesterday. Y'all, why do we have to hound? I'm not even joking. Hound, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Hound this girl for the money, and I told her, I said at this point on TikTok because you're embarrassing. You are disrespectful. I brought you around this group. You sat there and was dragging Deja. Literally, somebody. I told her this. I told her that. Yeah. She knows it's going on TikTok. Yeah, she said she was cool with it. Yeah. I don't know why she don't got no money. And you worse. Baby, at least I'm pretty positive Deja would have sat there and just shut the fuck up. You sat there and nagged and complained and acted like you were 5 years old. Acted like we were your parents. Like you were a child. You literally sat there and made all that fuss about your friend. And then we have to hound you for the $250 you said you was going to give us, but you on a resort right now. You on your other trip, which she did say she had planned.
And stop volunteering. Like, it's cool that you don't want to let people be excluded, but yo, it has to be very clear about what's about to go on. You gonna pay for your excursions. This is who you owe. She covered it for you. She expects her money on that day. Is that cool? And don't just say it over the phone. Get it in text message. And based on what y'all saying, y'all drinking a little bit too much for me. Cause God don't it. Shot. Like, dang, like, chill out. Like, just enjoy the city. Like, I don't get it.
You want a resort. Huh? But you owe people money. And then when we asking you for it, you want to, 1 second. 1 second turned to 4 hours. We literally had to hit up. I met her through this girl's wedding. I had to hit up the girl like, sister, what the f is going on? And she had to text her like, why do you owe people tabs? That's not cute. Like, what the f is going on? And I think we got into it so bad yesterday, I said, don't even worry.
That gotta be Michaela. And Deja, man, you dodged the bullet. Shout outs to you, because you missed all this drama. You had a piece of mind and piece of spirit. Girl, go ahead.
About paying the $250, because me having to hound you like this to pay somebody, my friend, I vouched for you. My friend paid for you, and you're over here trying to play in her face. You got 2 kids and a husband and a house. Oh, no, don't even worry about it, girl. You'll never hear from me again. Blocked. Girl, I'm going to pay you your $250, yada. This morning, she ended up paying. It ended up being like $375 or whatever with like gas, rental, whatever. It was like ended up being like $375. But she knew the breakdown. The girl sent her the breakdown. She said, "Okay, cool. When my check come in, whatever check is coming in on a Wednesday, I don't know." But she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll send it." So sister went to go send it. Oh okay, cool. She finally this morning sent it, which is a Thursday. After telling me, I'm just gonna send it to her tomorrow. Why not tomorrow? It was such a mess, and all because of one person. And it's crazy because she was telling everybody, no, it's just a miscommunication, everyone's cool. No one's cool. No one likes you. Everyone said they're never going to travel with you again. You were such a headache. Even if everybody, and I was drunk most of the trip, like towards the nights. I was, because that's what I intended to do on my trip. She was like, everyone on the trip was like, even if we blacked out every day, all day, it still would have been more enjoyable with the hangover than having to deal with her and the way she acted and the way she treated us. We had to get out of character so many times on this girl. We had to hound you. But you're big money. And you got it. Oh, no, I got money. Then send the money. What is the problem? Like, it was so baffling. And it was the principle. And again, it'd be one thing if she just came with no money. It was the way that she treated people. The way she was entitled. The way she was just acting so bad. So immature, like you're embarrassing me on this trip. And she to this still day don't get it. She didn't apologize to nobody. She don't feel like she did nothing wrong. She feels like everyone is just mad at her for no reason. She doesn't see anything wrong with her behavior.
Most of y'all don't see nothing wrong with y'all behavior. Like, dang, you started your video off like, yeah, Deja, she confirmed. She didn't. But you consistently sticking to your point, so I guess y'all gotta be careful with who you deciding to put these trips together with, because you do not know their true character. You getting blackout drunk in front of people you really don't mess with like that? That's a safety hazard. Like, what? You ain't bring nothing on the trip. You didn't think that girl might see, you dealing with a brokey. You don't know if that person's still or not. And ma'am, the alcohol. Yeah, I got blacked out at the end of the night, and you waking up hungover? Like, is you okay? So how you remembering all of this if you was drunk?
0 out of 10. Do not recommend. And I already know that y'all are going to be like, oh, Why would you put your friend's business? That's not my friend. And like, I met her in Jamaica in September, and I really went out on a limb for this girl. And the way that she acted, the way she treated everyone, the way she tried to use me and lie, that's not my friend. And not only that, I made her very much well aware this was going on TikTok. I told her last night. I told her on the trip. Everybody on the trip knew. Everybody knew. And I told her last night after I went bad on her. Yeah, I'm gonna post it. I'm still posting it. Like, I don't even care at this point because it's so disrespectful. Like, it was the most disrespectful shit. And y'all really did ask. We want to know how the trip went. And one thing about it is I'm somebody on my word. Even if I f***ed off the whole trip, I still would have let y'all know I f***ed off the whole trip, because I told y'all I was going to tell y'all how it went. But like, the audacity. And I know me and the other 5 people or 4 people excluding her on that trip cannot be crazy. We cannot be losing our minds. We cannot be the only people. And when I posted it in my close friends, I'm like, y'all, are we tripping?
Yeah, you are, because why bring somebody that you don't know like that on your trip? And you talking about, it cost us to get out of character. No, that's just your true character. That's all this is boiling down to. I posted in my close friends. Those are the close friends that you was posting it to, is the close friends that you should have traveled with. Like, you can't vouch for somebody's character if you don't truly know them. You're putting your friends in a bad position. And you putting your friends' money on the line. Like, be so freaking for real. All because you wanted to go to Aspen and show off and shoot some content. That's all this boiling down to. Because why the heck do you need a videographer?
Everybody said no. I asked my there's literally no way. When I say hound this girl down, I mean hours of back and forth. Not just like, here, I forgot the money, here's the money. No, hours of back and forth as to why she didn't or couldn't or wasn't going to send the funds. That kind of back and forth. So yeah, I don't know. That ain't no friend. That ain't no friend of mine. Ain't never gonna be no friend of mine. And blocked. She not blocked on here, but it is what it is, girl.
It is baffling me that you guys would even go. You don't know how these people really give it up. You don't know how they funds is funding. Y'all had issues pre-trip. Miss Bayla, this is Michaela. She responded. This is part 1.
Okay, y'all. I just want to start off by saying that I really don't do the social media stuff, especially drama. And I don't really get on TikTok for real like that. So, I'm going to try to keep it short and simple and address the main things that matter.
She has a filter.
The only reason I'm making this video is because, 1, my personal information, and then like my Instagram, like my social medias, everything was posted. 2, the sexual harassment allegation. That's very, very serious. And it's not true.
Okay.
I want to start with that. Jordan already mentioned it's not true. At this point, this woman is saying any and everything she can for some clicks and some views. And I just think it's diabolical. I really do. I think it's crazy. So, yeah, I feel like that was just too far. So, like, now I have to say something. So kind of just from the beginning, let's just say also.
Now, I don't remember Tina exposing her personal information in her IG, but if she did share her personal information, I think that went a little bit too far in my eyes.
So, the payment was sent to Lakia before she made these videos. And I don't know how to add the screenshots, so I'm going to just make a separate post and put the screenshots there of the payments that I sent to Christina, and then the payment that I sent to Lakia. Also, just starting out, I never, ever, 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 ever once said that I do not have money. I told her, hey, I'm basically having to spend money that I didn't expect to spend because of the Uber trip, and then also because I missed my flight, and for some reason the airline that I chose to, which is on me, the airline that I chose to do, they charge an extra, they charged me $200 basically to rebook. And so first I said I wasn't going to go. Then I was like, I told her, and she was like, oh no, we already booked the excursions. We already paid for the excursions, so you might as well come. Blah, blah, blah. Then I called her. She's like, oh, I'll cover your food and drinks. Whoop-de-whoop. And I'm just like, well, all I told her was that I will just go ahead and just sit out on certain things. I never really asked for her to pay for my stuff. She just kind of offered that. And then she didn't do it. She only paid for my dinner that one time when we went to that restaurant that's at the bottom of the mountain. That's the only time she paid for anything for me. So that's another thing too. She made it seem like she was paying and paying. No, that's not what happened, baby.
How'd you miss your flight though? And then you paid $200 for an Uber. You would only had $125 left. So like, what exactly were you traveling with? You didn't have it. You shouldn't have went. That's not enough money for you to be going out, for you to be spending in Aspen. Like, y'all have to be so freaking for real. If you're going to go on a trip, you need to make sure that you have a safety net, because you don't know what may take place in the state or country you're visiting. So it's better to be safe than sorry, okay? Aspen is expensive. Even if she traveled to California, $125 wouldn't have been enough for her to really be able to do anything, because that would have taken up food alone, and depending on what restaurant you went to, that's like 1 or 2 meals. Like, come on, man, you got to do better.
So even the comments about me being broke, even though it didn't bother me, it was just confusing, because it was like, girl, like I told you in the car when I had the conversation with you, like I told you through text, like I just wanted to be able to have money for like the food and stuff like that, and I had to pay for my 2-week trip that I'm on right now. So it's just like she was well aware of all of this, and I made it very clear to her, but I never said I didn't have the money. And
you didn't have the money. I don't know what it is. Like, you and your friend, you didn't have the money to take that trip to Aspen, so you shouldn't have went. Keep your money in your pocket, because that's what it's boiling down to.
Basically, the whole I didn't have clothes, I didn't have shoes, I didn't have hats and gloves. Like, I just think that's just so crazy because I'm wearing it. Nobody is my size. I'm 5'1", a little on the thicker side, and everybody's kind of on the slimmer side. There's no way possible I would have been able to fit anybody's clothes. So I just thought that was just, just like the girl saying anything, And so what I had just came to the realization, like kind of during the trip, is that from the beginning, she was plotting on it to be like a bad girls type situation. And I didn't go there for drama. I made that very clear the first night when her friend made certain comments to me twice. One about being late, like I can control, like I'm a pilot or something. And then also when it came to me choosing the room, like everybody had kind of already chose their room for real, and nobody went upstairs. And so when I went upstairs, I took a look. I was like, oh shoot, well, there's room for more than one person. By then, Jaden and Christina had already picked the room that's downstairs. Jordan had already picked the room that's way at the bottom. So the only people that was left, because Sharon, she chose the couch. And so the only people that was left was me and Lakia. So I was just like, Lakia, like, hey, you can stay up here, blah, blah, blah. Like, and that's what we did. We stayed upstairs. And even with that being said, me and Lakia were roomies, and we had a grown woman conversation. I told her what day I was going to send her the money. And so we had an understanding, like, it really wasn't an issue on any of me and Lakia's end. Like, we had a grown woman-to-woman talk. So, and I, again, paid her. So, even the videos coming out later is just very confusing. But next thing I wanted to address, one of the very last things I do want to address also too is I knew Jordan was coming as a photographer. If I would have known this was gonna be like some baddies, or we were gonna be recording our fights and stuff like that. Mind you, I wasn't aware. I would have never went, because I told them from the beginning, even after the whole Deja thing happened, that I was very, very, very much so debating on going. Well, I told Christina that. So for that to happen, I get there, the Sharon situation, I was like, yeah. I told them, I said, hey, I'm not here for no type of drama. I'm here for a peaceful girls trip. They said, oh, we're on the same page, whoop-de-whoop, but obviously it was planned. Christina is now saying it was scripted. So it's just very much so given. She did all of this for clout, and she provoked a lot of things on that trip too. Plus, she pissed a lot of people off on that trip. It wasn't just me getting into it with everybody.
Based on seeing her hair here, she's wearing her natural hair. So the idea that this young woman wouldn't have been able to do her hair is really beyond me, unless that's a weave. And even if it is a weave, she could still do it. As far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't travel with none of y'all. I'm only 3 characters in. And y'all look like y'all not a safe place to be at all. Like, it's too much, man. You really gotta know who you traveling with. Like, nah. Well, I ain't say I had no money. I just didn't have no money for that trip. Y'all got to stop lying.
Look, she played with Lakia so bad. Lakia ended up putting her in a headlock at one point. And it's just because the woman, she does a lot. Like, I didn't know she was like that. Like, even in Jamaica, a lot of people didn't really like her and were like, don't go on a trip, don't go on a trip. Women and men have said that to me. And, you know, I was just like, you know, let me just feel her out. Like, you know, I just felt like, okay, she doesn't seem like a horrible person. When we kept in contact, she was cool. The only time I questioned that is when the whole Deja situation happened. I was like, that's kind of up to air a girl out like that, and she came to you as a woman. And I kind of told her that when we had our one-on-one talk. I was like, you know, when people tell you stuff as their friend, you're not supposed to go back and be messy and repeat that. And I did tell her she was messy, and it was me, her, and Jordan in the car when I told her that. And it went for me thinking like maybe it wasn't intentional. Now I know it is very much so intentional. She's very self-aware of what she does, and it's really bad. Even today, because she's been going on and on and on and on and on. Even today, she put in her story that I lied to everybody about my age. Mind you, I post my birthday every year. My birthday is on Instagram. I told everybody I was 27 years old. I'm not to an age or a point where I feel like I gotta lie about my age. I've never done it in my life. It's just like very pointless little white lies. Even the whole my card declined with the liquor. How is that possible if I came out with liquor? And you know, it's just very interesting. Even when she did pay for my dinner and she was like, "Oh, you got the Don Julio," I didn't think she was gonna pay for. I was drinking and eating thing that I was gonna pay for because I had paid for all my stuff prior to then anyway. When we went to Starbucks, when we went to the store, like. So it's just like I didn't expect her to pay, and she paid. And I was like, well, she did say she would, so hey.
Like, even you admitted she said that she'll cover your food or whatever because you did not have the funds. That wasn't a lie. If you had your card, why would you say you didn't have the funds? You spent more than you thought you would spend to get down there due to you missing a flight. It wasn't on the pilot, it was on you. Now, she did encourage you to come down there, but this idea that you had money and she didn't need to do anything for you isn't true, because even you admitted your budget was tight.
That I drink Don Julio. My nickname, for God's sake, is Miss 42, 1942, because I drink that a lot as well. Like, and it's nothing to be fun. Am I lying?
No, Miss 42.
Okay, I'm just saying. It's nothing to be like, you know, I'm trying to be bougie or nothing like that. That's just what I drink. So it's not like I'm on the girl tab. I knew I was going to be on the girl tab and I went crazy. Like, no, I was under the impression that I was going to be paying for my own stuff because she hadn't paid for anything prior to then. And that was the first and last time she paid for something. So, just to get to wrapping this up, because I'm really done with this.
Plus, you get to wrapping this up. If it's multiple people that's telling you the exact same thing, you need to take that into consideration and talk about, oh, I want to get to know her for myself. Okay, well, get to know her, but don't get to know her on no trip where you're coming ill prepared, because you did. Your finances weren't in a position that they needed to be in for you to be taking that trip.
The last thing I want to say is again, the sexual harassment allegation is crazy. It never happened. Even the whole chip thing was a joke. I would never try to expose myself to get pictures that I can take myself on my own tripod if that's the case. Which indeed. But pictures for like come on now. Like, that's just a lot of stuff that was said is crazy. She's doing it for clout and y'all are giving her the clout. And I get it. It's like her page was not booming before this situation, the Deja situation. So I get it, but at the same time, it's like at some point it's just got to stop, because sexual allegations is crazy. I am in corporate, and it's stuff like that I just take so serious. It again has been cleared up even by Jordan that it didn't happen, and so that's the whole reason I made a video, is because stuff like that you just really can't say and you can't play with.
That is true, but then also, if you're in corporate, you shouldn't have even responded to her in the first place. I would have put all my pages on private. Y'all wouldn't have got a statement from me. To me, this is too much. You know, I like Don Julio 1942 because I drink, and you know, if I wanted that photo, I would have taken it and did. Like, you giving a lot of information that you don't need to give. Forget Christina. She could have told whatever lie she wanted to tell.
And the last thing I just want to say is, like, I really thought Christina was my friend. A lot of stuff we talked about was inconfident. I wouldn't think that she would ever, do me like this. And it was a lesson. It was a lesson learned, huge lesson. Even everybody else, our friends, kind of just reached out recently too and just told me, like, it's kind of messed up. Even the sexual allegations, I think that's where everybody just kind of was like, look, we got to draw the line. Like, this is going too far. Like, it's too much. So at the end of the day, people are coming to my page now. They're harassing me. And it's like, I have tough skin, yes, but it's definitely detrimental sometimes because I can't even enjoy my day. Somebody hopping saying something negative to me that don't even know the whole story. They just know what this woman, basically spun. And even some text messages putting out of context. So it's just like she has, no remorse of putting my information out there. She doesn't care. Like, it's just giving real evil-spirited, mean girl energy. And, it's just something that I would personally never do to anybody, especially somebody I once called my friend or...
Bro, how is she your friend and y'all met at a wedding? Y'all didn't have a long relationship. Friendship is built. Most of these people that y'all be calling y'all friends is y'all acquaintances. And y'all need to know the difference. Everybody is not your friend. And the biggest thing here is, man, people told you how she give it up. You chose not to believe them. So talking about, I didn't think she'd do this to me. What do you mean? If multiple people said that she did it to them, why do you think that you're exempt? A leopard doesn't change his spots. And then you went on a trip with her. You seen how she gave it up with Deja.
It's just crazy. But I just want to wrap it up. I just want to tell my side. Again, the two things that really upset me is my personal information and the harassment. It's the only reason I made this video, because stuff like that you really just don't play with and you don't do to people. So yeah, that's my side. I won't really be responding to anything else. I'm gonna post the messages of me paying Lakia, whatever, and we're gonna call it a day on that. And I never said that her and Jordan smashed on a trip, but they did smash. And that man has a girlfriend and you invited him on this
I can see that
trip. I just think it's very distasteful. That was not something I lied about. That's something that was admitted to me by both of them. And even her straddling him one night, talking about round 2 Jordan, is something that she did while she was drunk. She probably don't even remember it. The girl was drunk literally every night. So if anybody harassed or sexually offended anybody, it was her, because that's crazy and it's disrespectful. And so that's another thing that I just do have to make clear, because yeah, they have before, straight up. But I never said on the trip. I don't know if they did or they didn't on the trip. I kind of was minding my business for real. So, and the whole thing about me not being a loyal friend, let's not forget I have messages of you talking mess about Sharon and how she handled the situation when I got in the car. And you even sent me text messages between you and Jaden. So it's just like, you have no loyalty. You're not a good friend. And even your friends have told me things. Jaden told me some stuff about you and about how that's the most time that y'all have hung out and your lifestyle doesn't match hers because you like to sleep around. At least that's what she told me. I don't know. I've heard that before from men in Jamaica. So, hey, like, if you are, it is what it is. You're a grown woman, but a lot of stuff you do is distasteful. And if you want to try to tell somebody something, run tell that. Okay? Even the whole joke about you having 10 men and they all know about each other, it's not cute. You're too old for that. And it's not a good look, essentially. Obviously, you don't care because you aired yourself out. But, yeah, nobody lied about that. You know what you did. So
they talking about she too old about it. She 32. Like, well, get it how you live. As long as you open and honest about how you giving up to the people that surround you, then it is what it is. Everybody got some hoes they know. I mean, just keep it a buck. And if they're uncomfortable with her lifestyle, then they wouldn't have been around her and they wouldn't have been willing to go on that trip with her.
And before I clock out, stop telling people that I just borrowed a swimsuit and had on your boots. Girl, your feet are big and it's giving La Cienega. I wear a size 6.5 or 7. That's my shoe size. Honey, you don't wear that size. Quit capping. It's so weird. On top of that,
Watch your news.
The whole Jordan thing, I want to circle back. You were the same person that asked, was he effable? Because I don't know if you can cuss on this app. You brought that up. It was giving you was trying to get somebody to smash Jordan so that it can be your next storyline. Nobody was even looking at him like that. And then when you said that, I asked, well, Jordan, are you? Like, what's going on? Woo woo. Next thing you know, you was like, yep. And you started airing out details of his body parts and about how y'all had sex. Like, y'all both said that and admitted to that. And even with the swimsuit, you told me you wanted me to model your line. That's why you brought it. So why are you saying, oh, she was just borrowing my stuff, blah, 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 blah. The headband matched better than my tan hat or my leopard print hat. It's the only reason I wear your headband. You like to drag and flip and switch stuff. Very strange behavior. But I'm really done with this. I never really cared in the first place. Like, people who know me know the real. It wasn't really nothing to respond. But once you start talking about sexual harassment, that's when you have me messed up.
And hey, you got a right to defend yourself. As far as the Jordan situation, Tina admitted to being drunk, living her best life throughout the trip. And to me, really, Jordan shouldn't have been there because he was the only man on the trip and the only man in the house. I feel like if she was going to have a videographer, it should have been a woman because it's a girl's trip.
Heavy in this bitch. I just want 7 Grammys, girl, you gotta fuck me. And I got a song with Beyonce.
So these are the text message with LaQuia. Honest, okay. I will be looking out for the payment. Hopefully after this, we can continue to enjoy your trip and we can move on from this. Same, it's so annoying at this point. And now I'm getting messages from people who wasn't even there talking about it. Like, woo, my perspective with new friends have changed a lot. But yes, it is. We'll get it to you shortly. 374. That's very annoying. The trip was a lot and I'm tired of talking about it. Thank you, girl. It's just been so much drama that I normally don't be around. So I'm glad. I took a second vacation, very needed, and you're welcome. Enjoy it. Thank you. Like, you sent it late. And she did say she called her friends to have you send that girl her money, which is something that you admitted right here. $525, Christina. Okay, you paid for the hotel. I'm gonna go to Aspen in the Feb. Flights are hella cheap. I definitely go. What's the dates? I'm thinking the 25th through the 28th. Let me know. I just bought my flight. I'm gonna book mine too. What airline? I'm on Southwest. Great. The price is cheap. Hey girl, I'm on my way to the airport. I had to spend $200 for my Lyft. Yes, I can't make this S up. So just to make sure I'm not dipping into extra money and can do brunches and stuff, can you cover my excursion? I'll pay you next week. I had to screenshot this because I couldn't believe it either. And I almost didn't come. I was so sick. I could have did the wait and save, but I didn't have time. I'm barely going to make it to my gate. I'm off hope and a prayer as we speak. Bordering starts at 5:30 a.m. and I get there at 5:30 and I'm gonna miss my flight, so I'm blown out. Get on the next flight. At least now you won't have to wait so long alone for the others. I just want to let you know that these text messages are confirming what Tina said in her story, and you haven't proven that she's a liar. Get on the next flight. At least now you won't have to wait so long alone for the others. They just will not prevail. Girl, it's an additional $200 to get rebooked. Girl, I'm not coming. They just blew me because you missed it at the airport. I never heard of that, but we already booked your excursion. You might as well just pay that $200. Girl, even the customer service is confused. We still on the phone because it says gate or terminal D on my ticket. They told me in the gate was E. Girl, because it don't make no D sense. I want y'all to rebook me for free. Also, why Jaden gonna miss her flight? Girl, what the F is going on? There is a curse. We need a prayer. And also, why are y'all still talking about Deja in this text message like she didn't do anything for y'all to keep bringing her up? Like, because you didn't confirm with her that she was going on that trip, and yes, she was beating around the bush, but God don't it, let it go. Like, you so freaking petty. I hate when people cry. Make me sad, but that lets me know drinking is involved. She was talking big S, which is why I was like, B, no, the F you not. Then she got mad talking about I'm standing up for you more than I ever would for her. Like, girl, she knows she's late. She seems like she's definitely had other intentions. Not gonna lie, girl, I'm happy you told her to chill because my day was already F and I would have taken that very bad. And what is mentioning it going to do? And she asked if it was okay before she got another flight. Girl, I'm late unintentionally. Yes, I really was so upset I almost didn't come. Like, girl, what the F? But I don't want to be aggressive with anybody. I already feel like an oddball. Something. Learning how to communicate without. A lot of this stuff could have been avoided. I don't understand. You supposed to get there 2 hours early because you don't know. Like, they changed gates and everything. But a lot of y'all be running late to these airports and be shocked that y'all be missing y'all flight. Like, you have to be at the gate at a certain time. They won't let you board that flight if you ain't up there. Some of y'all be playing too much and then be shocked y'all gotta pay for them tickets. But I don't want to be aggressive with anybody. I already feel like an oddball. And mind you, I'm from Dallas. I'm still learning how to communicate without a fight being needed. I don't want that. Just want to have a good time. So she was actually harassing him. Great. This isn't her live that she did. So she must have put her information out in the live. Michaela, you asked if I could cover your excursion until next week because you spent $200 on an Uber and $175 on a new flight and wouldn't be able to cover excursion and brunches or dinner. I told you Laquia paid for your excursion, but I will cover your food and drinks. So you didn't have to worry about just pay her back for your excursion. Your flight and Uber was $375. Your excursions were supposed to pay day of were $250. That left $125. If you didn't miss your flight or catch a long Uber, knowing I was paying for your food and drinks, that's why they called you down bad, because it was given you didn't even have the money to be there regardless of the missed flights and Uber, not anything else. The way you treated people on that trip was despicable, and to play with people's money who have kids in a household to feed while you're on vacation is crazy. If you didn't have it, you shouldn't have went. Same as Deja. The reason I said you might as well come is because $250 was stopping you from coming and you had to pay it next week. You were going to spend $200 Ubering back home. I would rather pay food and drinks for you to come. Bro, both Michaela and Deja did not have the money to make this trip. And that's fine. Deja, even though I don't agree with her communication, she did the smart thing and she pulled out and avoided the drama because she knew she didn't have the money. Michaela, on the other hand, did not have the money and thought that $125 was going to be enough to cover her in Aspen, and it was not enough, especially because it seems like this is a group that likes to go out and party, and unfortunately this is a bought lesson for you. And if your friend, not your mutual, if your friend is like, hey, come on down here, I got you, then they're not going to rub it in your face. They're going to have you. It's not going to be a problem because y'all on the same wavelength and they know how you give it up and you know how they give it up. Do not travel with mutual that you don't know nothing about. And if you had heard that her character was this and her character was that, then you should have took heed to that. That is all this is boiling down to. Tina did respond to Michaela again.
In real life, I couldn't care if I wanted to. Lame and liars. Lame and liars. I don't know if you didn't learn from your friend, but the one word I don't like being called is a liar. And I wasn't even going to do the whole video post and embarrass you like this. But we're lame and we're
Bro, you shouldn't have done the video post at all. You should have left it where you found it. You 32. These little girl games. It's catty.
We're liars. Right, we're liars. So let's go through the messages while he uploads the videos. Back from day one. Hey girl, I'm on the way to the airport. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't make this up. Not sure if I'll be dipping into extra money. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And can do brunches and stuff. Can you cover my excursions and I pay you next week? I had to screenshot this because I know you wouldn't believe me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Boarding starts at 5:30. I get there at 5:30. You see that Uber? You're saying you have to take that $200 Uber. You're saying excursions. You're saying you're going to pay me back next week. Over here at the top, she says, this is your total. I can send you a breakdown if you need it. Thanks for letting me know. You can send the breakdown. I'm still good for Wednesday. No problem. Here is her breakdown. Snowmobile that she owes us for is $198.75. The lift ticket was $52. It's $250. Gas was $29. Rental car was $87. $8 tip from restaurant. Okay, perfect. And car rental was $87 a piece. They taxed out of us. No, they didn't. It was a Suburban. We had it for 4 days. Boom, ba ba ba. She messaged us yesterday. Hey boo, just checking in. You said, hey boo, 1 sec. Our conversation from last night, I called you multiple times because you didn't pick up. You didn't send this girl her money. Wednesday is coming to an end. You're at a club. She's asking you for your money. You're posting drinks. I have the screenshots if you would like to see those too. Hey, I'm out of town. I'll call you back. I'll pay her in the morning because I'm at a club.
Hold on, no, forget that. Hey, I'm out of town. I'll call you back in the morning because I'm at a club, but I'm going to pay her back. I don't know why she told you like I wouldn't. When we discussed this already today or tomorrow at this point because it's around 1 a.m. here. Child, you told her today, gave a penny. Michaela, I know you effing lying right now. There's literally no way you think what you're doing is okay. You had since January to send money. You told her specifically Wednesday knowing you were out of town. and now it's Wednesday and you don't have it. Girl, she has a whole family, kids, and bills, and you playing with people's money is disrespectful as F. Christina's like, you don't recall anything me and you have talked about, which is fine, but like I said, she gonna get her money, so it's nothing. Continue to blow it out of proportion. First and foremost, ma'am, it ain't out of proportion because you should have sent that money instead of you partying up in the club. Like, be so freaking for real. If you say I'm gonna send you your money on that day, send that person their money on that day before you out living your best life. It's very disrespectful and distasteful when you owe somebody and they see you in the club spending the money that you owe them. Y'all gotta quit playing with people. It's the principle.
And this is where I read her. She says she was called down bad over this. Like, she didn't have to pay $600 a night for her hotel where she was and yada, yada, yada. Basically, this is her giving her sob story as to why she can't give the money right now, which again, matter because you told this girl Wednesday. If you had it next month, you should have just said next month. I don't care what you got going on. You owe this girl money. And when she's asking for it, instead of being straight up, you're in the club posting pictures. Pause to read, but I'll read it for you.
Mind you, already got called down bad over this. Like, I didn't have to pay $600 a night for my hotel where I was for 4 days, on top of bills at a place I don't stay at in Cali, in a house wanted in Texas. Everybody has life going on, and instead of being understanding, it's always inconsideration involved. Bashing and S talking like y'all millionaires or something. That's really is effed up. So again, she will get the money. I might not have a family, but my money be tied up too, and many other things. It would be different if I never told her a date or ignored her. Relax. If you were supposed to send it and you out clubbing, then that mean you got that lady's money. I don't care if it's 1 a.m. Send me what you owe me. You could have easily Apple paid her that money, and you chose not to. Forget your bills. Pay that woman. That's all it boils down to. Talking about $600 a night for a hotel where I was for 4 days on top. Girl, I don't care nothing about your bills or what you paid for that other trip. Pay for the trip you took to Aspen.
Story as to why she can't give the money right now, which again, doesn't matter because you told this girl Wednesday. If you had it next month, you should have just said next month. I don't care what you got going on. You owe this girl money, and when she's asking for it, instead of being straight up, you're in the club posting pictures. The reason I said you might as well come is because if $250 was stopping you from coming and you had to pay it next week, you were going to spend $200 Ubering back home. I would rather pay food and drinks for you to come than you waste $400 on nothing, aka Ubers to and from, because you're not gonna go no more. What you had to do after the trip and the day and your day-to-day financial responsibilities don't stop the fact that you owe her money and gave an exact date of when you would pay it. All of us have to pay for and have families to feed. You think you're the only one paying people's bills, Michaela? You think you're special? That's been every day. That's been every day for us. If you knew you had to pay and couldn't afford it, you shouldn't have come. Yaz pulled out. Deja pulled out. You could have pulled out if you couldn't afford $525 and $250. You can't be serious. The whole trip, you treated everyone, including the photographer, like Molly the maid. And now you're playing with their funds is something I'll never play about. Nobody forced you to go, forced you to give a date. You were asked when you can pay, and you were playing with people's money. I don't know where you're from, but girl, we don't play that. And tomorrow is weeks old. You said Wednesday, and that's in 2 hours. The day will be over. You said you just got to link your card to her. Now to me, you're telling me you're going to pay her tomorrow. Do what you're going to do, but you already know how this is going to go, because at this point, you've embarrassed me in front of all of my friends, my photographer, and now I'm going to have to come out of pocket even more for you because as a grown-ass woman, you couldn't keep your word. The South ain't never did me like this. You're a different breed. Do better, because according to several mutuals, this is what you do. She says, sweetheart, the fact you continue to compare me to others and keep using the can't afford language is diabolical. I'm on an island as we speak. Okay, if you add an island, then send the $375. You can't afford it, then send the $375. What is the problem? I also think it's up to say Deja and Yaz's names as if they don't have the income to travel as well. You gotta stop doing that. Some people just budget, and it's not a conversation about me not giving her the money. So what's the issue? Plus, she told me $375, not $250.
Man, be so freaking for real. If you budgeted like Yaz and Deja, you wouldn't have took your behind on that trip. Do I have to get in a budget talk again? Let's break it down. Having this idea that just because you can't afford it mean you broke. Okay? Can't afford. If you have a budget for the month, say it's $1,000. Out of that budget, your rent, your food, gas, etc. comes out of it. And you want to do something special that month. And you decide you want to go on a trip. That trip is $450. But the rest of your expenses is $700. That means you can't go on that trip, okay? Because you would be going over budget. which means you can't afford it. If it's going over the allotted amount of money that you have for that month, it means you can't afford it because it's going to put you in a hole, and that's fine. But you have to be so freaking for real with your finances. Tina is in the right because she's advocating for her friend. Like, you got my name on the line with this. I don't know how you give it up, but you ain't going to be playing with my name like this. This is my friend. My friend did this as a solid for me, and you going to give her her money back. An extra day is a day too late.
I said it's not that they don't have the income. It's that they pulled it out before going on the trip and using people. It has nothing to do with them not having income. Nobody said that. We said they couldn't go on the trip, so they pulled it out. One girl couldn't go because she couldn't take the time off. That don't mean she broke. What's her name? Said she couldn't afford it. That don't mean she broke. That's not the issue we ever had with them. And plus, she told me $375, not do $50. I said, correct. So respond with what you can to her and do what you can. This girl responds and says, I have no reason to. I said, it doesn't matter if it's $250 or $275. Send what you can. She said, I have no reason to. I can't make this. I said, you paid for the Airbnb that was due in January, the day before the trip. What's not clicking? Ask Max. Ask him for money. Ask someone. I don't care, but you're not going to act like you ain't had 3 whole months. In theory, I guess it wasn't 3 months. It was the end of January till, I don't know, this month. So really you got 2 months. But point is the point. Big money is what you said you are, but you can't pay what you owe. $375. Mind you, we're going back and forth. You got it. You got it. You just said you have it. Where is it? She says, after what you did, plus my struggle to the airport flight, I wasn't going to come. You know this. In January to February is crazy. That's last minute, which is fine. I still obviously came. I said, you told me you didn't have any money and you would be broke, but then turned around when you thought everyone was drunk and said you had money, but you just didn't want to spend it while ordering Don Julio shots on my tab. She said, I never said I was broke. Are you crazy? She said in that message, she never said she was broke. She said she would be on the phone. She said she would be because she has 2 other trips to go on. She said she couldn't afford it, right? Which would mean that you would be broke, right? She said, I have back-to-back trips. I never said I was broke. I said, I'm not going to come. Then you offered to pay for her food and drinks. She said, I thought you were doing that as my friend. I was, but I was never going to pay for your excursions. She said, you said $250 and she said $375. Which is it? She sent her a full breakdown already, which I already posted. It's been so uneasy for that as well because it don't add up. How doesn't it add up? And she already sent you the breakdown on Monday. What doesn't add up? I didn't have 3 months. Girl, you told me about it January and February. Okay, fine. You had 2 months. Doesn't matter. You said you were going to pay her today, regardless. And everything I'm talking about, you did the same thing with assuming the Deja. Just because somebody said they have things coming up doesn't mean they're broke. Mind you.
Then don't go. If a extra trip is going to stress your pockets, don't go. This is the thing. You don't have to put on fronts for nobody. All it boils down to is people living outside of their means. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Sometimes you need to be like, hey, I need to sit this one out because I got this other trip going on and I don't have my pockets tight. Oh, you offered to pay. Yeah, she offered to pay for your stuff, but you have to be considerate, man. And then you was up in your video talking about, I had money. I had paid for the stuff. This is you admitting you didn't have it like that, and that's okay.
You met us in Jamaica. Like, at some point, stop being an arrogant. I'm not being an arrogant asshole. It doesn't matter. I didn't do anything with Jasia. I just said, am I asshole for assuming she was going to contribute something given what you said in the text message that we're saying. Deja's situation don't got to do with you. Your shit is literally completely different. This is a completely different circumstance. This is a completely different situation. She is a saint compared to what you're doing. And it doesn't have to do with things coming up. It has to do with the way that you're treating people. People having to hound you for the money that you owe them. You owe them. They have nothing to do with it. Because at this point, I had to leave. I had to read her. I had to read her twice. And she said, oh, please leave my friends out of this. You've already disrespected. I know you're not talking about disrespecting Deja because first off, you said that she knew. You said she was cool and I didn't disrespect her. I posted a question in which don't have me posting your voice memos to me about your supposed friend. If we're such bullies, why did you come on a trip with people who are bullying your friend? I'm confused now. Don't try to bring her up and try to put poor me with a friend that you was just in my thing talking about, no, I don't know why she's telling you that. You sat in my face and lied on your own friend. You lied on your own friend. I'm saying what I'm saying in my videos based off of the confusion, which clearly was you. You were the culprit. So here's all the receipts. So tell me how I lied. You didn't do all the...
Nah, that ain't all the receipts. Put out how she was talking about Deja. Go ahead and save Deja the heartache. Hey, don't stop now. You crashing out, crash out right.
These things, you didn't treat people like Molly the maid. Where's the response that you didn't do it in our text? You didn't rebut it because you know it's true. Not only is it true, Once Jordan uploads these videos, baby, since you want to get your friends out of here, talking about you lying, you're lying. Blaming, bitch. Blaming, bitch. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you can. Yes, I can. And now I'm going to have to upload a full scene and really embarrass you. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't have went on a trip with none of these niggas. These is not the type of people you want to hang around. It's too much cattiness going on for me. And not all women are like this. You have some women that are indeed very solid and have amazing friend groups. But it's women like these that you don't want to be hanging with because it's too much drama. This is the type of trip you want to avoid at all costs.
Last night you tried to come at me crazy talking about, oh, well, I don't know why it's such a big deal. She can get her money when she get her money. We're bullies. We're this, we're that. We're bullies. You went on a trip with bullies? Somebody who bullied your friend. Why would you do that? Are you her friend or mine? Because I just met you in September. Why would you go on a trip with somebody who bullied your friend? It's not clicking. It's not clicking. Your voice memos to me aren't clicking. I can still screen record them and post them if you would like. Do you want me to send them to Deja? Because I will. Because me and Deja were both operating, not liking each other based off of what you was telling us separately. You were the villain. Not only that, let's not get into you trying to take somebody's man. Let's not get into it. Because I'll tag old girl and she can come on here and just tell you what you did to her the day after you came back. Say I won't. The day after you came back from the trip, you was just trying to take somebody's man while Kiki in his female's face. And she found out. Do you want me to keep?
I feel like y'all need to keep Deja's name out y'all mouth because Deja didn't come on the trip. If you want to send Deja those voice recordings, I feel like you should do it in private. Even though I would like to hear, the right thing is for you to do that in private. I don't know how long Michaela and Deja has been friends, but from what it seems like they've been friends for a decent amount of time. And Deja doesn't deserve to be hurt like that. She doesn't deserve to be embarrassed by anything that Michaela could have possibly said about her because losing a friendship is hurtful, especially when you think that this person is really down for you.
Don't come with me like I'm just picking on me. That's why. Because I'm saying
I thought you were out. I'm sorry.
Somebody left their phone. I was getting somebody's phone.
I'm saying, Jaden and Jordan got the shot. Who gets the phone? Who gets the phone? It's a $9 shot. I'm saying it's fucking annoying. So go take it up with her. Don't come with me like I'm just
$9 shot. Y'all could have went to Walmart, got some Don Julio, whatever the case may be, and it would have been cheaper. Got you some plastic shot glasses and just took shots at home. What the heck is wrong with y'all? They already clowning sober. You just imagine how these fools about to act when they lit. You either gonna get you a happy drunk or angry drunk. Somewhere in between drunk. You don't need to be dealing with them folks. Go ahead, tell us what happened, Jaden.
don't come with me.
Okay, guys. Screaming lady from Aspen here to give my side of the story. Oh my god. Why the screaming in the streets of Aspen even happened. Why am I exposed on the internet for screaming at somebody in Aspen? It's so embarrassing. Like, I am embarrassed and I feel bad. Like, this is not at all what I had wanted. But, you know, I mean, it really was just getting to a point and I was just fed up. It really, even after it, I was like, are you guys happy? You finally got me to crash out because of the nonstop fighting and arguing. So what had happened in the car was we had just gotten off the mountain. We were, you know, at the Ajax drinking booze. You know, we were outside. It was like a little snow DJ party. So we were there and we were invited by some guys that we met on the mountain. We were invited to go to a bar. So we're all trying to figure out where the next bar is, and we're all in this car, right? And it's a 3-row seating car. So in the back seat, it's like 2 captain's chairs and then a bench row seat in the back. So I was back there the entire time, which is no problem to me. I was literally, like I said, I was just happy to be there. I knew that it wouldn't be that comfortable being, you know, back there in the car. Me and Christina rode the entire way. I knew that I was going to be back there the entire time because, no shade, I was the smallest person on the group, but I'm still tall. I still have like long legs. So it was definitely not very comfortable, but again, like, it's for the betterment of the group. So I'm not really going to sit here and, you know, plead my case. You know, one of the other girls was getting like car sick, and so she couldn't really be in the back. And I just think, you know, whatever, like, that's understandable. If you're going to get car sick, then like, why would we force her to be in the back seat? So the only other logical person to go in the back seat at the time was Michaela, which I don't know why it's a big deal. I really don't, because it wasn't like we were going far. And she was just starting with the whining and saying, well, don't put me back there. I don't want to be back there. Like, why? Like, and it was like, okay, like, I'm not saying anything at this point. I'm just kind of letting her do that, letting her say that. And then I am like, you know what? And then it was getting to a point where she was refusing to sit down in the back seat. I'm just back there waiting for her, refusing. She sat in between the captain's chairs and was just like, I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to sit here. And I was like, Michaela, no, you're not. You're going to come back here and you're going to sit down. You're going to sit down right now. I just was getting so irritated. I'm like, oh my God, like, I've been back here this entire time without complaint because I really have no problem to do it. But like, what the like, have some consideration for the rest of the group. And that was really what was so irritating, was the lack of consideration and all that. I'm really not here to say that everything was Michaela's fault and she, you know, is a bad person, because that is not the truth. I actually really like the girl. She's a sweet girl, even after the screaming in Aspen and her chasing me down. Because you hear me in the video, I'm like, go take it up with her. Go talk to Christina about this, because clearly there is a miscommunication about the funds. And the whole time, Michaela truly and sincerely thought that Christina, for some reason, that is kind of unknown to everyone, that she was paying her way, that Tina was paying her way. And that is just not, that just was never the case. That just was never the case. And she was always going to pay her back. And it was, you know, she was covering her for the meantime, but that was just never the case. So that's what you can hear me saying in the thing. And the reason I got irritated is because she was refusing to sit in the back seat. And then she was bringing up the shot thing again and saying, well, you gave Jaden a shot, you gave Jordan a shot. And I was like, it was just whining. She was constantly whining. And I was like, is this a child? Like, she was acting like a literal child. It was...
Michaela, girl, you ain't got to expose. You should have just shut up. You should have just kept your face offline. That's all you had to do.
Something I have never, I couldn't take, like, I snapped. Like, I lost it on her, because I was like, you whining about a $9 shot is literally so beyond me. Get your own shot. It does not matter at all. None of this matters. And we are screaming, fighting in the car, arguing over what? None of this even matters. Like, I'm trying to go to the next bar with our Aspen sugar daddies and go have a good time at the bar. Like, what? Like, I don't want to be fighting with her in the streets of Aspen like this. Like, that was the last thing that I wanted to do. Trust me. But again, I think it really comes down to a huge miscommunication and blown way out of proportion. But as far as to why I was screaming in the street, like, don't think I don't feel bad. Like, I literally do feel bad, because it's just unbecoming and not something I want to do. Like I said, I really came on the trip to have a good time, and I wasn't being reactionary in any way, anything that was said. I think it was mentioned before that even me and Lakia had a little disagreement, but even in that moment, I was like, oh, no worries, because, you know, she apologized to me, which I appreciate, but I wouldn't have held it against her if she didn't, because she snapped at me in a tense time when everybody is arguing.
See, she talking about Christina was a hoe. Apparently not, because one thing about it, them hot girls would have got you some shots. Would have had somebody paying your tab. And $9 for a shot, that's too much.
So what am I going to keep? What are we still arguing about? It's just really beyond me. Like, I feel like never in my life have I been on a trip like this. It's like little things like the snowmobile, little things like that incident. You know, maybe it's just because I'm a Virgo, but like, I am inclined to follow rules. And when there are large automotive, vehicles, I am scared. I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to fall. So when they said no passing, I'm over here screaming. If you could hear in the audio, I'm like, no passing. Why is she trying to pass us? And then she, of course, is going too fast and, runs into another snowmobile and flies off the snowmobile, her and June. And it was just a whole thing. And just the lack of concern for what had just happened was really beyond me, because I'm over here like going up to the guides for the snowmobile and I'm like, is there any damage? Like, making sure. I'm like, I'm so sorry for these girls, because I'm sorry. Like, everyone was drunk. We were all drinking, and I don't know. I just was the only one that was answering for it at that time. I just went up to the guys. I wanted to make sure that if there was going, to be a charge or something like that, then at least we knew about it as a group, because, crash things and you don't follow rules that are put in place, like for your safety, then sometimes you have to pay for that. So like with money, literally. So I was very irritated about that. I'm not going to lie, going into this trip, I definitely knew that it would be some type of thing. I mean, I saw with all of you the Aspen, Deja, TikTok drama, the dropping out. I found out about that at the same time as y'all on this app. So yes. I know how these things go. I just know that it wasn't my place to engage in unnecessary drama. But like I said, it was all of those little things that Tina had mentioned in her video that I have broken down that just led me to snapping on her a little bit. Again, we resolved it that night. We had all hung out that night in the hot tub together, and it was all resolved. So everything else, all of the other allegations, I really have nothing to touch on. But if there are any questions or anything else I need to clarify that might help everyone, because I know the parts are long and the saga is never ending at this point.
I'm still stuck on y'all being too drunk to be on the snowmobiles and listening. Like, be so freaking for real. If y'all gonna do excursions and do them sober. Because you being on a snowmobile intoxicated is very dangerous in itself. And Michaela and Jaden could have got hurt with that incident.
It's Lakia. I am one of the girls that attended the Aspen trip. I didn't want to come on here. I don't do TikTok, but I have watched everyone's videos and my name has been mentioned in every video. So I figured I should come on here and tell my side.
Have y'all noticed everybody don't do TikTok, but they keep coming on here? Like, people that don't really don't do social media, they don't do social media at all. They don't care what you say. They'll deal with you offline before they get on social media.
I want to start off by saying Christina and Jaden's video, there was a lot of truth in it. I also seen Michaela's, and I want to first off start off by saying she did send me the money. We had an agreement that she would send it on Wednesday, and it got sent on Thursday. And that's where I think it took a turn. The trip went good, but it could have been better, right? We tried to end it off on a high note, but once we got home and the situation with the funds not being sent and not sticking, to the plan and to the agreement, Christina tipped. Naturally, Michaela's her friend that she brought into this group, and we're her friends that we've known for a very long time, and she went into protective mode. There was just lack of consideration for funds being sent. It just wasn't that serious for Michaela. And we're just different people. The type of person that I am, if I owe you money, baby, if I'm up and that check hits the account, you getting your money. Or if when I wake up, I pay my bills. When I get paid, I roll over before I even get my day started. Baby, we gonna get these bills paid. If I owe somebody money, they gonna get their money, because I don't know what they got going on. And I just think that there was no consideration or just not of awareness that it was that serious. And so that's why Christina crashed out. That's what brought the crash out.
I agree with that, man. Like, really, when you owe people, send them their money. People shouldn't have to hound you when you owe them. You know you owe them. You know it. And for me, that's how I am. Like, when I get my money, I pay my bills right away. So you know what you have left over and you could spend it however you see fit.
I think that Michaela's a very sweet girl. And I think that she's been awarded the life to really only worry about herself. She's 28. She's traveling. She has no kids. Like, she really only has to worry about herself. For me, I have 2 children. My oldest is 9. Me worrying about myself has been dead and gone. You hear me? Gone. Mm-hmm. So I always consider what my behavior, my actions, what is that going to cause? Inconvenience of someone. What does that do to the other party? And that just comes, I guess, with, being a mother, not even just being a mother, life, right? Like life, you realize like, okay, me doing this or treating somebody like this, there's repercussions to it. So I need to do better. I need to be aware of other things other than myself. And hell, I'm teaching my kids that. But I feel like with Michaela, that just didn't come natural for her. Where I do want to give her kudos is that when me, June, and Sharon, Lord have mercy, when me, Jordan, and June pulled her over to the side to tell her about herself, her behavior, and the things that were happening on the trip, she was receptive to it. I'll give her that. Like, she didn't realize the seriousness of it, or the depth in how her behavior made people feel. You get what I'm saying? But she was receptive to it. She understood it. She was like, I didn't think, like, me doing all that, I just didn't think it was that serious. And we're like, it is that serious. You've been treating us like this, servants, etc. Like, I pay to be here, babe. My kid's at the house. If I wanted to clean up after someone, I would have stayed home. I'm here with adults thinking that I can actually relax, and that hasn't been awarded to me. So I know I'm talking in circles. Michaela is a very sweet girl. I don't want TikTok to get it confused. We had a great time. Could it have been better? Yes. And moving forward, I think as a group, we have realized that we cannot travel with everybody. Everybody cannot come along. And that's okay, right? That is okay. We need to move with people who are like us. Period. I also want to touch base is that I talked to Michaela privately and Christina privately. The expectation didn't add up. Michaela truly thought and stood 10 toes down the whole trip that Christina agreed to pay for the excursions, food, and drinks for her, right? Michaela told me this. Christina's telling me something different. Christina's like, no, I said I would pay for her food and drinks, and then she needs to talk to you to set up when she's willing to pay back the excursions, etc. So I told them, like, y'all need to communicate because something's not added up. So one of the mornings we were getting dressed, and I asked Michaela, hey, when do you think you'll be able to give me the excursions? This is your total right now. Of course, we still got to add the gas and stuff to it. So, you know, when do you think that you can give me my money back? She said Wednesday. I said, okay, Wednesday? Because I'm thinking Wednesday, who gets paid on Wednesday? Not my business, again. But, you know, okay, I was thinking you were going to say Friday or Saturday, but Wednesday. Okay, we can agree on Wednesday. So Wednesday, you'll be able to give me my money. Yes. But in the process of me saying that, when I asked her about giving me my money, she seemed like she's seen a ghost. And I was taken back because I was like, did I say something wrong? Like, I'm not sure what's going on. But again, this is Christina's friend. So I went to her and I was like, girl, I don't know. You might want to talk to her, because I asked her about when she would be able to send me my money, and she acted like she's seen a ghost. So y'all need to communicate, because I think that something's not adding up, right?
In the text message, if y'all remember, she said, I will pay you for the excursions next week. Kayla understood in the text message that she had to pay for her excursion. So the fact that she was acting oblivious to that, I don't know why.
Right? But again, that is not my business. All I want is my funds back that I spent for excursions, gas, etc. I don't care where it comes from. I just want it back. So ultimately, it's just miscommunication. And I think another learning point is that when you go on a vacation, everybody needs to have an understanding of the expectation, the plan, what you're responsible for, etc. And for some reason, everybody else knew what they were responsible for. But these two had their own private conversation, and nobody can, attest to that. But just moving forward, we're going to make sure that when we go on vacation, we have a like group, right? That knows the expectation, has the funds, knows how things are going to go, knows what they're responsible for, etc. And that's just that simple. I have no bad feelings towards Michaela. I wish her well. I pray that we can do a redo on this trip, because I really think that it would have been amazing. It was good, but I think that it could have really been great. The group has really good people. Like, it was amazing vibes. It just was a lot of misunderstandings. And so I'm going to end it with that. I want you guys to have an amazing day. This is it. I'm probably not going to respond. If you leave comments or have any questions, I definitely will answer them. But I'm not doing a part 2, part 3, part 4. We're not doing that.
So she's 100% correct. And she's talking about, you know, I hope we can do a redo. Girl, bye. You know you ain't trying to do no redo with her. She left her kids at home. She was trying to live her best life, and y'all was up there ruining her vibe.
And just clarify a couple more things as to the whole situation and why it's even on TikTok in the first place. So, because Michaela still seems to not really understand that, and she's still posting receipts that it doesn't reveal anything. Tina has already posted all of those receipts, and it's already been out there, and like she doesn't even provide any timestamps or any like actual money. So it's just kind of like, I don't really know what any of those receipts prove. I'm also going to post the full fight video at the end of this video because a lot of people cannot find the original, and it's on Christina's page, but I'll post it at the end of this clip. But I wanted to address Michaela's comment about her saying I was loud and wrong in my argument with her on the street and what that had bled over from the car. And the real tea, why I was so mad and so annoyed was, and this is what I didn't want to bring up in the other video because no one owes me money. I didn't have a money issue with anyone, but it is aggravating to see one of your friends, Christina, you know, like someone's taking advantage of them, you know, and I'm sitting here like, okay, so this girl is really whining and complaining about sitting in the backseat of a rental car that she hasn't even paid for.
She was about to say this B. Man, I like how you cleaned it up, Jay.
We paid our way to be in this car, and you are out here owing people money and have the audacity to complain about your position in a car. That's that's really what set me over the edge. And, you know, everyone, to clarify the $9 shot thing, it was $9 personal bottles of Hornitos that Christina and June had bought themselves. And the reason it had to get to that point, because there are a lot of comments that are saying like, oh, well, she felt left out, she felt excluded. No. The reason it had gotten to that point was because prior to this, 2 bottles were purchased for the group. And Michaela had no problem guzzling that alcohol down, guzzling it down. We're over here thinking, you know, she's kind of down bad. Like, you know, so obviously we're not going to like withhold alcohol from her. That was never, it was never like mine, yours. Like it was for the
What? Nah, I would have been like, hey, you need to slow your roll.
Group, right? Once we realized, and the night before our last day, the night before the screaming happened, she had told Christina in the car that it's not that I don't have the money, I just don't want to spend it. Oh, so we were over here covering for you because we're thinking that you're down and out and you need your friends to help you, but your attitude and owing people money is crazy. Like, that makes people not want to provide anything for you. So the next day, yeah, we're getting our own fucking mini bottles because why would we share with you now? Why would we share with you when you've been acting this way and you just revealed that, oh, it's not that I don't have the money, I just don't want to pay.
Yeah, that ain't cool at all. That's trifling.
Right, okay. And I personally did not buy a bottle because I was very sick that day, and that's where the shot thing happened. Of course, Christina's going to share her alcohol with Jordan. She's paying for his trip. And then with me, because I was so hungover and so sick, she was like, just take 1 shot and you'll feel better. And we all know how that goes. Of course it helped. Like, so that's why, more clarity as to why I was so upset. And
also, like, do that help? Because that didn't make no sense to me. You already hungover. Why would you drink some more? I go drink you some water or some Pedialyte, something like that.
And to wrap it all up, the only reason, this is all on TikTok, the only reason Tina posted my fighting clip to prove that we were actually, in fact, getting into it over the money in Aspen, the only reason that was posted is because Michaela said she was going to pay Lakia on Wednesday, 2 days ago. And Christina and Lakia had to hound this woman down for her funds. And Michaela's in her TikTok comments saying, I don't know why Christina would post this. This was a exchange between me and Lakia. It had nothing to do with her. The reason Christina had to step in is because you were ignoring Lakia and didn't pay her on Wednesday. So obviously Christina is going to make sure her friend is paid, regardless of if you pay it or not. Because what? And she's saying, well, it just wasn't that big of a deal. I didn't mind, so I don't know why they don't mind. Yeah, of course you don't mind. You're not the one that people owe money to. How can you say you don't care and you don't mind when you're the one that owes people money? Of course you don't care. Clearly you don't care. Even Christina, you know, like I think I relate to that feeling of wanting to take care of the rest of the group because you don't want anyone to feel left out, or it's already booked and you're just like, take care of it. And so the verbiage was clearly wrong with what Christina had said to Michaela, like, I got you, because Michaela took that as, oh, she's paying for my entire trip, which is absolutely crazy to me that she would infer that. But clearly that is her only argument and her only case. Again, no one is saying she didn't pay. She did pay. It was late on Thursday. That's why all of this came up. Again, I feel like there were a lot of lessons to be learned on this trip. Christina, Michaela, myself. I mean, I knew from the beginning I was not going to offer my card for anything because I don't know these girls, and I'm not getting into that drama. I will pay with Christina and I will pay who I owe, and that's no big deal because I know I'm good for it. I can't say that for everybody else, so I knew from the get-go that I was not going to put my card down for any kind of excursions or any kind of bookings. So I'm really grateful for Lakia for doing that. We all need someone to rally us and take care of us. So Christina and Lakia, like, you know, they are so great for offering that and taking care of us, right? And it's just...
Yeah, you got some common sense. That's what it's boiling down to. And you probably in the back of your mind saying, I ain't traveling with these niggas no more. Because in the back of my mind, I don't even know them and they ain't invite me on the trip, but I would never. Because ain't no freaking way.
It's a shame when people take advantage of the kindness of other people, and when other people are very considerate, and it's easy to notice when others are not, right? I think the comments are right. We will have to redo this trip, maybe with one less person. All of that aside, I don't think it was still the best case to blow up at someone in public, but it is what it is at this point. And I don't know why she keeps making response videos as if it's proving anything.
It is a lot of drama. It is unnecessary. A lot of these people are messy. I wouldn't tell Tina my business. I wouldn't even feel comfortable letting Tina know what was going on in my life. Y'all need to reevaluate your friends. Really make sure that they're down for you and will not spread your business on IG or TikTok if y'all are truly legit. Even if you had a friend and y'all not friends no more and that person is really legit, they not putting your business out if they're a solid person. As always, remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and stay blessed.